Welcome to the PreNup, the wedding-obsessed podcast designed to help you plan your dream day. I'm your host, Adriana, and each week I'm joined by the industry's top professionals, celebs, influencers, and friends who are sharing their best tips, advice, and mistakes they've made so you don't have to. The PreNup is a Love Stories TV podcast. You know Rachel Schwab as Just Because It's Pretty on Instagram and TikTok, but she is so much more than a pretty face and cute clothes. She's proof that making things prettier in your life will actually make you enjoy life a little bit more, which I personally find to be especially true with weddings. Rachel's best known for her adorable outfits, often involving something pink, lace, and or denim, but now she's adding white into the rotation as a 2025 bride. Rachel, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
Welcome to the PreNup.
Thank you. What a sweet introduction.
Oh, my, it's all truths. We were just talking about radiance because your friend is coming out with a podcast all about radiance, but I find that to be so true on your page. Everything's so bright, and it's not just what you're wearing. You can tell it's just your whole attitude.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Well, it's hard to show that through the screen, so I'm happy it's working. It's just my personality, honestly.
It's just it's very authentic, and you can feel that on different people's pages. You can feel when someone's being authentic. And I think that's why people really resonate with you, and not just because of the way you look and the way you put things together, but who you are.
Outfits or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And I didn't even realize I'm wearing white, but it fits so perfectly for today.
It's a bridal moment.
I guess I'm just into it these days.
You have to lean in. We were just talking about leaning into being a bride and milking it and soaking it up.
Absolutely. I mean, what else to do when you're engaged? You might as well enjoy every second.
Oh my God. Are you loving the engagement process?
Yes. I'm having a really long engagement, which I feel like is kind of controversial.
Okay. So how long is your engagement?
I got engaged last May.
Okay.
I'm getting married next April. So that was almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Okay. But I will say that it might be controversial. However, I think milk the engagement for as long.
I'm like, what are we rushing for?
You get bridal privilege, which is a term coined last night on another podcast we recorded. But people do treat you a little bit better.
It's like more exciting your life. Like, it's like, what do you do? Like, what are you planning? What are you working on for it?
You're celebrating something. There's all these things to look forward to. And I always tell people, if you are engaged or you just got married, like, let people know, because they're going to want to give you things. And
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. So I want to find out all about your wedding, but I want to start with a little backstory first, just so if anyone isn't familiar with you yet, they can kind of get to know you. So tell me about your fiance and how you guys met.
Okay, so his name is Alex.
Hi, Alex.
We actually grew up like 15 minutes away from each other, but did not know each other, never met each other. Funny enough, our brothers were in the same bunk at camp growing up.
Cute.
Like, really weird overlaps, but never met him.
Okay.
And we were actually just talking about I lived in Philadelphia for one summer.
Yes.
And my friends were like, go on Hinge, like, do it. And I was like, like, I don't really, maybe. So I downloaded it and I wasn't really doing it. And there's this cute guy. And I was like, okay, he's not going to kill me. I'll go on a date with him.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, oh, it looks like we have mutual friends. Like, this is safe.
Yeah.
First and only Hinge date.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I hear that so often, Rachel.
I feel very blessed.
But like Hinge, I mean, Hinge,
it
sponsor
works.
the podcast, like, but it does work.
You know, sponsor the podcast,
I mean,
sponsor my
wedding. It's probably
wedding.
the wrong place for listeners of this podcast because they're brides. But I will say, I hear of so many people meeting on Hinge and getting married.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yes.
It is really crazy. Hinge should do like a whole love story thing about it all.
Totally.
All the couples.
Yes. So how long were you guys together before Alex proposed?
So there's a lot that goes into it beforehand.
Sure.
So I was in Philly that summer. He was home. I had one more year left of college. I went to University of Michigan, and he was actually going to medical school after that summer. So like September in Miami. Oh, so long distance.
Oh, so long.
I went to college. He went to medical school. We started dating, and I was like, I will never do a long distance relationship again. Like, did that earlier on, and We did it.
You did it.
We did it. So he was in medical school for 3 years. I mean, I had a second home in Miami. It really wasn't that bad.
It's a quick flight from New York, Philly.
Yeah,
Like,
so exactly. I
2 hours?
graduated and then it was the pandemic and we were both home. That was
Okay.
the best thing because we lived near each other at home. My parents had beach houses near each other. So like we were together during the pandemic. So like that really extended it. All of his things were virtual. My job was virtual. I moved into New York a little later. Then he went to Miami. So like we had that extra time, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And then, long distance. I mean, it's not fun. Don't get me wrong.
Of
Wouldn't
course.
recommend, but I don't know. I think it's a lot easier. There was an end date to like graduating medical school. I'm
Yes.
so lucky he matched in New York. I was ready to move to Miami.
Okay.
I thought he was going to be there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah.
I like already had it figured out. I was like, maybe I'll get married in Florida.
Yes.
Like trying to hype myself up for
Totally.
it. And then when he graduated, I obviously planned this whole trip to Italy. I was like, we're going to go on a graduation trip. Like, what a good excuse to go away. So
Totally.
I studied abroad in Florence. It's my favorite place in the entire world.
Oh.
Obsessed. And we were going away and we were planning our trip. And I was like, oh, like maybe let's skip Florence. Let's just do the Amalfi Coast. Like it's a lot when you do all of it. I
It's a
figured
lot.
it out. If anyone's planning a trip, let me know. I'm a travel guide. But it's a lot.
Yeah.
And so he was like, no, like he never has opinions on anything, first of all. He's like, no, we have to go to Florence. So I was like, okay.
Are we gonna
But like, I didn't think he was necessarily proposing them,
Right.
but I was like, it would be a perfect backdrop.
It'd be a good opportunity.
It'd be a great opportunity. And then he did. It was the first full day of our trip. And funny enough, the night before, so like we just got there, we're jet lagged, we're eating dinner. And I plan obviously my outfits out to a T. I take photos of them. I plan what dinner, what event, whatever I'm wearing them to.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, what are you wearing tomorrow? And I'm telling the truth. My friends are like, we don't believe you. I have it in my phone. I was supposed to wear a white dress that night, the next night to dinner. I showed it to him because he asked. He goes, I don't like that. You shouldn't wear it.
Stop it.
He's never had an opinion on my outfits ever and still doesn't.
Angel, that's
I know.
so funny.
He goes, don't wear that. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, but I kind of have to wear it because I don't have another option. Like
Sure.
very type A. I packed for every day, every night, whatever. I'm like,
Yes.
that sucks. I'm wearing it, whatever. And he was like, I was just trying to throw you. But he's like, but I actually don't love the dress. I was like, come on.
Oh my God, Alex. Oh,
I
You know
know.
what? We love an honest man.
I know. I was like, it's okay because I love the dress, so I don't
Yes.
care.
That's
But it was
so
really funny.
That's really, really cute and funny. And I love talking about the behaviors of the person proposing before.
oh my goodness. He was anxious.
In a tizzy.
You like, I mean, first of all, that day was the best day of my life. He let me do whatever I want. I heard no, not once. It was like, oh, I want to go look in Chanel. Go for it. I didn't buy anything. It was like, oh, I want to go. I spent the whole day shopping, browsing. I didn't buy anything.
Yes.
And he didn't complain once. He was so happy. Whatever you want, Rachel. And like normally, and he was like, let me help you take photos tonight. This man hates
What?
taking photos. Hates taking photos. And he's like, yeah, like it's a long walk up to like where he proposed, and like it's like this lookout on the entire city. You bring wine. Normally he'd be like, comfort over style. You need to wear sneakers. You're gonna complain about your feet. He's like, I'll hold your heels for you.
Oh.
You can change when you get there. I'm like, what a day.
Oh my God, Alex.
I know. And then he proposed up there.
Yes, I will marry you.
I
After all
know.
that. Oh my God, that's hysterical. It made me think actually when you said that. So when my sister was getting engaged a million years ago, it was kind of the same thing. Her now husband wanted to propose like with my whole family, but we were doing like a bike ride for my niece's birthday, like something crazy.
She's not gonna look good.
Exactly. So she puts on her, workout clothes,
Yeah.
and she comes downstairs, and he's like, "You're gonna wear that?" And she's like, "What the? Do you mean am I gonna wear that?" And she starts
Like,
giving
since
him the
when do you
business.
care? Yeah.
And they get in this argument. She's like, "Don't." ever tell me what to wear. And it was
He was just trying to help.
he was just trying to be sweet. But like, they get nervous. They get worked up.
I know. It was the funniest thing. That's really funny.
It's so funny. So you have this beautiful engagement you did it in Florence.
It was in Florence, and then I keep joking. Well, I used to. I guess it happened a while ago. I don't even know. I kept saying, we're on an engagement moon.
Exactly.
We had the rest of our trip. It was so lovely. We waited 24 hours before telling our friends. We're like, we need time to So like, obviously,
that.
we called our parents. They obviously knew.
Sure.
Our siblings, they knew. But I'm like, I don't want to be glued to my phone.
Yes.
Like it's so sweet. Everyone's saying congrats and wanting to know what happened.
Of course.
But it was so nice just to have like a little secret. And I remember one of my best friends, it was literally like a second after like he proposed, we took photos, we finally sat down to have like a glass of wine, and we were like on cloud nine, whatever. And I went abroad to Florence with her, so she texted me like, how's the trip? How's Florence? Like, and I was like, I can't answer her. I can't lie to her. So I just like didn't answer her for a full day.
Oh, I really like that tip though. You don't hear that a lot.
Totally recommend. I mean, it's not like any of our family and friends were there, so we really had the opportunity to do that, which was really nice.
Oh, and I love that he did it at the top of the trip so that you could spend the whole time
Could you
being
imagine
engaged?
if he was just like anxious with the ring the whole trip? He was like moving it in and out of the safe, and I put my stuff in the safe. I didn't see it. Like, he was good.
No, he'd be shitting a brick. He would be like a very, very nervous man.
Of course. So that was smart on his end too.
Very smart. So you start planning your wedding. About how long did it take?
Good question. So the caveat to it all, I want to say like 3 weeks, a month before my brother got engaged. My older brother. Yeah. So he got married a few weeks ago. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. And so he got engaged a few weeks before.
Okay.
And he's older. We're like, let's let them do their like they got to do their whole thing first.
Yeah.
So they got married like a year-ish, I want to say. Yeah, like a year after they got engaged. So like my mom was focused on that. We were busy. I helped them with that.
Sure.
And it was like, I got engaged in May. I took the whole summer just to like be happy. I registered. I planned an engagement party. We had like a big engagement party to like celebrate because we knew we were waiting a bit.
Yes.
I had a few friends who were getting married like the season after my brother. So I'm like, I want to wait until after that. Like, I don't want it to be too much for all of my college friends, whatever it is.
Right.
And then the first time when it was like good, knock on wood, good weather in like spring, like I didn't want to do a winter wedding. Like spring was the first weekend in April. So that's when we booked it. So we probably booked it in September and got engaged in May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I only looked at one venue.
Stop it. Oh my
I
God,
know.
you're the queen
I'm
of
one
firsts.
and done.
One and done. What, are you sharing the venue?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm happy to share it. So I got lucky. My mom went on a bunch of tours with my brother since he obviously had to do that.
Yes.
And they went to this one place and they were all just like, Rachel should get married here. And I was like, okay, guys.
Yeah. I'll do
And my
it.
mom's like, trust me, you're going to want to get married here. Like, I'll take you to go visit it, but you really don't need to.
Yeah.
It's this old estate. It's called Elkins Estate.
It's gorgeous.
You know what it is?
I know Elkins,
You know
yeah.
what it is. They
Mhm.
just redid it. They added a hotel, rehearsal dinners there, brunch. It's just everyone's there the whole weekend, so I'm really excited.
Oh, Rachel's going to be so beautiful.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
So for anyone who doesn't know Elkins,
Yes.
what is the aesthetic?
It
would you
is
say?
like, I kind of feel like you're like either in Tuscany or like the south of France in like a castle and estate, but it's in the middle of nowhere near my house at home.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. It's so perfect. So I feel like
It's like Gilded era type of like, it depends on the room you're in.
yes. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a very specific aesthetic.
Oh, yes. It is like what I would want in a venue aesthetic, but like for someone else, it's the total opposite.
Well, but that's the beauty of weddings.
Exactly.
Like we all
It's whatever you want.
Some people want it in a barn. Some people want it, in a tree house, whatever
But
the
it
hell.
couldn't be more my. I'm like, I want a fairy tale wedding,
Did
and
you
that's really
always-
what it is.
Did you always want that kind of fairy tale
Yeah.
wedding? You envisioned that?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
It's like just so who I am. I'm like, I just want to feel like a princess.
Yeah, because the venue, choosing that really dictates the whole style of the wedding.
100%. And like what you can do and what it feels like. Like you're not getting married in the super modern space and doing that. Like it just wouldn't make sense.
No.
Or the opposite.
No, exactly. And it definitely dictates like the outfits you're gonna wear.
Exactly.
Let's get
Like,
into that
the
because
dress shopping.
to me, you were like in the most complimentary way possible, just perfect little princess.
Sweet.
And I feel like
Sweet.
you really must have enjoyed the dress shopping
Yes.
experience. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I knew nothing about it going into it, which is
Okay.
the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
Like I knew not one designer.
Okay.
I knew nothing about dress shapes, styles, when they come out, when they don't. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, this was a whole new world to me. I had one of my friends who is getting married a few months before me. She's like texting me designers. She's like, these are the ones you're gonna like. Go look at them. I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know anything. I really didn't. Now I do.
Yeah.
So I want to say I started in January.
Okay.
I went outside of Philly first because I wanted to go with my soon-to-be mother-in-law and my mom, and we went. And literally, the first place I thought I found the dress, and I was like, "Oh, I love this."
She's the
I
queen
know,
of first.
but this time it wasn't.
Okay.
Thought I found the dress, and I was like, "We're not gonna buy it now. Like that's crazy."
I do think it's crazy to buy the first
I'm
dress
like,
on
we
the
need to
first try.
sleep on it for a few weeks, and thank goodness we did because it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I really think the experience around it really depends on your bridal stylist. Like I had some who were incredible, some who like were just like, oh, put this on. Like did not understand like that this would look better on my body or the shape or style or anything
Yes.
about that. So I feel like my biggest recommendation for it all is start somewhere with a bunch of different designers.
Okay.
Instead of just going to like one designer, like their showroom, and just because there's so much more variety, like for your first time, see what you even like. So
Yeah.
I did that. Then a few weeks later, I made appointments in New York at different I can't speak different showrooms and different
Yeah.
designers that I like.
Where did you go? Where did you
Of
love? Give
course.
us the tips.
So I went to Monique Lillier.
Oh.
And there's this one dress, I posted it. It's somewhere on my feed. You can
Is
go
it the
find it. The
strapless?
strapless one, it's like kind of corset, it goes out.
Obsessed.
I thought that was going to be my dress. Unfortunately, I looked like a lace cupcake in it because I'm too short.
You were petite and perfect, but it was
too
so cute and-
overpowering.
Yes,
It was
you're a
too
tiny
overpowering.
girl, and
But I'm
that's
happy I
important to know,
tried it
too.
on.
Yes.
Otherwise, I would have been like it was on my Pinterest board.
Well, that is a really interesting concept too, because so many people will go on Pinterest, they'll go on Instagram, they'll find this dress, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is it." But
You have to put
they're
it on.
5'2", and the model's
Yeah,
5'10",
exactly.
and it just looks different. The body type's different.
100%.
So it's
Yeah.
important to really not get married to a dress that you find online.
I agree. And also everyone's like, look on Pinterest to like get inspo.
Yeah.
There's only so much on Pinterest. I use Pinterest for everything else. Pinterest, like till the day I die, I'm obsessed.
Yes.
But for dresses, it's not that helpful.
No.
Except I will say the dress that I bought was on my Pinterest board. I didn't even know it.
Stop.
Is that funny?
Oh my God, that is funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
So you went, did you get the dress
no,
at
so
Monique?
no.
Okay.
So then my mom was here and we went that day and we didn't see anything. And then the next day I made an appointment at Mark Ingram, and I totally recommend them if you're in the New York City area.
Yeah.
They were incredible. They have so many designers. And earlier that day I went to, where did I go? I forget the name of it. But like I hated every single dress I put on. We're like, like the first dress, it's it. We go to this place and I try on this dress and we're like, this is it. We're like, this is the dress.
Oh.
So then obviously slept on it because I don't not do that.
You have to.
And then went back a few weeks later and bought it.
That is, I love that whole process. It's, a lot of people will not take photos of the dress. Like some bridal shops actually won't allow it, which is bizarre.
Because I went back and I stared at photos. I was like texting it to my mom, like, look at this part of it on me.
Yes. Well, I was actually talking about this with someone else. I think a lot of bridal shops get tripped up because sometimes when you see yourself in a photo, if it's in the wrong lighting or at the wrong angle, then it's not flattering and it's not really reflective of what the dress looks like. But Rima Ardaki actually gave me this advice. She said, make sure you have someone from the salon take the photo.
Because they'll do it well for you.
They'll do it well. And I think that's just like a PSI to all bridal
That's
shops.
a
Let them
good
do
tip.
it.
Yeah, obviously they're not going to take a bad photo.
Of
They want you to buy
course.
it.
Of course. But yeah, it does make me feel bad. I think it's a mistake to not let people take a picture in the dress because
Oh my God, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, some places
Well, I was
still-
walking, I was like, can I film? I'm like, with my phone already filming.
It's for work, and it'll probably benefit you
Yeah,
guys as
like,
well.
I'll tag you. It's cool.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you pick your perfect dress. Would you say it's more of a traditional style or non-traditional?
I think traditional.
Would you say you're a
wanted
traditional
something-
bride?
Yeah, I wanted something classic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously no dress is truly classic. You
Yeah.
think it is and it's not.
Yeah.
But I would say it's more on the more traditional, classic side of things.
Like you want to look back in 20
and not
years
be like,
and-
oh, this was from this year. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
I actually saw such a cute video on your page of you trying on
Oh, my
your
mom's.
mom's.
I'm going to wear it.
Are you going to wear
to
it?
my rehearsal dinner.
Stop. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's so...
It fit me.
It fit you perfect.
I'm going to change some things. Like, I cut off the sleeves. People are very upset about that. I'm like, it dates it a little. Like, it's time for it to go.
Yes, and it's still a piece of mom. Like
Exactly. Oh, she doesn't care. Oh my God, the fights in the comment section on this video, it brings me life. They're like, I would never let my daughter, and someone else is writing back like her mom's in the video. She's allowing it. Guys, my mom's okay with it. It's her idea.
Mom is okay with it. It makes me laugh so much when people are like, I would never do this. Then don't.
Don't. Yeah,
You don't
no one
have
told
to.
you to.
Yeah.
It's so, if you ever are bored, just look through it. It's so funny.
Oh my God. Oh, I'll be
it's
doing that.
so funny.
I love a comment section.
I know. I'm like, fight with each other. This is funny.
No one has more opinions than like about people's weddings.
The people on the internet.
Oh,
my goodness.
It's a dark place sometimes.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, people get so bent out of shape. I actually saw this morning, people were fighting about this mother of the bride dress. And it's this beautiful green gown, and it has a bow and a train. It has flowers on it. Mom is hot. She looks amazing. And people are in the comments, she's upstaging the bride. I'm like,
I mean, the bride obviously saw the dress and said, it looks great.
yes. Like, you guys can all relax.
Oh
Let
my
these people live.
goodness.
I just don't understand what is wrong with people.
They just love to get involved. But good, it's bringing their engagement up.
It's bringing their engagement up.
It's all good.
So you're more of a traditional bride. Is there anything
Absolutely.
that you're doing for the wedding that is outside the box, a little less traditional, would you say?
Probably, yes. So
Okay.
I'm not having a traditional maid of honor,
Okay.
but I am having bridesmaids. So it's like non-traditional, traditional. I'm having my camp friends be my something blue, so they're all wearing blue.
Cute.
So I guess that's a little non-traditional.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to honor them in some way. So they're all gonna wear blue and look really pretty.
I'm so jealous of everyone who went to camp because it's just, you can tell
I know,
there's
they're
a
like
bond
forever
there.
friends. Exactly. That's like, they need to do something.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of other things I was on a call, and again, my fiance has no opinions about anything of the wedding. He's attending, and we're gonna get married.
Love it.
That's his role. And he heard me on a call, like it was at the florist or something. I was like, I don't even know if we're gonna have a cake. I get a text in all caps, we're having a cake. So we're having a cake. We're being traditional.
Don't mess with the food.
I was like, okay, you're right. We should have a cake. It's like, how dare I say that?
Well, when it comes to the food, the hetero male fiancés,
Like, you figure it out.
they couldn't care about anything
The
else.
food.
But
I'm like,
they-
you're not gonna eat the whole wedding.
No. Did you decide on a cake flavor?
No,
Yeah.
that's gonna be up for discussion. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's hard. Cake is underrated, one of the harder things, because the
But
trends.
no one even knows in the end. I mean,
the thing.
theoretically, I'm dying to have like a giant, those like tiered cookie cakes.
Yes.
Dying for that.
Oh
I know, but I'm like, maybe we should have traditional cake. I don't know.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, why not 2 cakes?
2 cakes.
I don't know who's doing that, but I am.
Maybe you are now. You're not traditional thing.
Exactly.
So what else is on the agenda? Your wedding is just under a year away.
Yes,
So you've done a lot though
we've
already.
booked all the vendors.
Okay.
I have a party planner. We have a meeting tomorrow. I don't know what we're discussing. We are save the dates. Literally, I was on the phone right before you arrived today, and my mom called me. Someone got our save the date. So, and I literally, my phone, I got a notification from my building that it just arrived to my apartment too.
Stop.
So I'm excited to go see it in person for the first time. So we're finalizing like the hotel. Well, it's like people are staying at the venue, but
Sure.
having a backup just in case.
Yeah.
So doing that.
Is it a big wedding?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
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 I love a big wedding.
I know. But like, we're like, oh, we don't need a big wedding. And then it's like, oh my God, we have so many people to invite. And like, we want to make sure we have enough room on the dance floor. And if it's inside the ceremony, there's not enough room for anyone. So
Right.
guess you might be standing. Sorry, we'll make it quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
It'll
it
be
will
fun.
all work.
Everyone's going to enjoy themselves.
Exactly.
So you have a lot already taken care of.
Yeah.
You're kind of in that period where it's like, okay, everything gets done kind of up front, and then
now
there's this
it's
like space.
a little bit, yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm coming out of it right now. So like during like my brother's wedding, like we did nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I was already all booked. It was like this good like 4-month period when we did nothing. And now it's like, okay, we booked my shower venue. We need to figure that out. I'm booking my bachelorette right now. I need to figure that out. Like it's these other things that are taking up a lot of time. And my mom and I are obviously going to make things for the wedding because that's just what we do. It makes us happy.
What are you planning on making?
She's been making napkin rings.
Aw.
She's making table numbers. We're gonna make some things for the shower. I don't know. We are like July 4th. I'm going to the beach. We're having a meeting and like, what do we need to make? What do we need to focus on? Like this for the shower, this for that. I know we're very crafty family.
I
She
like
went to
that.
art school. Like we met. I can't speak. We love making things.
You have the right one in your corner.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people want to DIY, but I am a firm believer that if you are not crafty, like,
oh my God.
don't kill yourself.
No, like
to
if you're
do it.
doing it to save money, don't do it. It's not gonna
yeah.
work. It's
And
not gonna work.
It's gonna end up spending you.
Oh, of course.
Costing you more money.
And so much time and effort. Like,
Yes.
no, we're just like, what can we make? We're so excited.
Yeah.
Like, we could have, I'm sure the venue has napkin rings. We don't need to be making napkin rings.
But
We're
it's
just
special.
Exactly.
It's all about putting your personal touches where they need to be. Whether that's, like,
exactly.
making your own things or, picking up the music or whatever it is.
Exactly.
But leaning into your own thing.
I could not agree more. And it's just fun for us.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my wedding without us doing things like that. Like
That's
every
really
event in
nice.
life, I know every event in life, I've always made things.
Yeah.
So it's sweet. It's really great.
Very cute.
So I'm excited to see what else we come up with.
I am too. I'm very excited.
I know we have 10 months-ish to figure it out.
It's going to go by fast,
I
Rachel.
know.
I know. You're
I know.
you're in it.
I know.
It's here.
But like
It's
this
you.
is the exciting part.
It is. It is. So you mentioned Bachelorette.
Yes.
Have you narrowed down destinations?
Oh, yeah.
You have?
So I have been going back and forth. I just came back from a bachelorette this past weekend. If you can't see my sunburn.
It looks really good.
No. I'm like peeling like crazy. Remember to wear sunscreen. But, I'm going to do the Bahamas in January. If anyone wants to join us.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. But the thing is, I'm very fortunate. I have a lot of friends and a lot of family.
Okay.
25 girls.
25?
Coming. That's not even who said no.
Rachel.
I know. So
That's a
I'm
lot.
really stressed about planning a trip for 25 girls.
No, don't be stressed. I mean, firmly, I do believe the more the merrier. And
yeah, like we're just going to get a bunch of hotel rooms and I don't know.
well, here's the thing. A lot of people will say like, oh, bachelorette party is like, there's so much drama, this or that. But I tend to find that sometimes that happens in smaller groups. Because people tend to know each other a little bit better, like when people want to hone in. But if you do extend it to like cousins.
Like, how can you even create drama in that environment? There's so many people.
Exactly. And then other people start to get to know each other. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have 25. I had, I think there were 14 or 16
Okay, that's
of us.
a lot.
It was
That's
a lot.
still.
It was. But
Where did you go?
We did Charleston.
Oh, fun. See,
Yeah.
I really wanted to, but I'm like, in January, that sounds not so great.
No, you have to be
I
warm.
know. I'm upset about this season because it's like I went somewhere warm.
Yes.
Like if it was in the summer, I would have done like the Hamptons or Charleston or somewhere
Totally.
like that. I feel bad having people go internationally, but it's a quick flight.
It's
so
a quick.
We're good.
That's the thing. Yeah, as long as you have a passport, it's like it's
As long as
honestly
you have, make sure you have a passport.
almost easier. Like even some that I've done in the Hamptons, it's
Yeah, you have to
taken us,
figure out how
like,
to get
6 hours sometimes.
The traffic in the summer, it's crazy. Yeah.
It's not necessarily faster
You're
if you're
right.
driving.
You're absolutely right. So
And people are going to be so happy to get a getaway.
I know. It's like I want everyone to feel like they're going on vacation and
Yes.
like, yeah, it's my bachelorette, but I want them to actually like be on vacation and enjoy themselves. Not be like, you need to do this and this and like, let's go away.
That's very generous because many a bride do not
I
feel the
know.
same. I'm sure you've experienced or have heard of, those kinds of scenarios. But yeah, just having that kind of group that you have, like with family, camp friends, other friends, people will connect, especially before the wedding. And that's nice because
Exactly.
when they see each other,
And then they'll be excited to see each other. Exactly. And a lot of them kind of know each other, have been away together, visited in college or this or that. So it's good.
That's cute. Oh, it's going to be so, so nice.
I know, I'm excited. But figuring it out is annoying. But other than that, it's good.
It'll all come together.
Exactly.
And they'll help you have enough girls to, give you some insight.
Absolutely right. I have enough girls for an army.
You do. But a fabulous
but it's
army.
all good.
It's
exactly. Pretty army.
So I saw that you and Alex were wedding band shopping.
Oh, yes.
How did that go?
Well,
did you get bands?
No, so we didn't buy them yet.
Okay.
First of all, it's so funny because someone said something to me about a wedding band. I'm like, the actual band for my wedding. I'm like, so a second ago, I was like, wait, which one are you talking about?
Like a musical band?
Yes, exactly.
Or,
Like we did a while ago. So my brother's best friend from growing up is a jeweler. He's the best. Rosnoff Jewelers, if you're in the Philly area, shout out. And so we went to try some things on. Alex can be easy. He's not the issue right here. Let me know your thoughts. So I don't think anything looks.
Let me see your ring. Oh, look at this beautiful ring. Oh my gosh. Give the camera a little.
Can you see? How do I? This is my ring. I love her.
She's stunning.
Oh, she looks pretty on camera.
She really does.
So let me show you. So I feel like it would look weird. I want to do a gold band to literally get married in.
Okay.
And then a diamond band.
Yeah.
I don't think anything looks good with this ring. I'll show you. So I always use this ring that Sonin Strand sent me. It's round. It's not full eternity band, but it's half. I know you're supposed to put it behind it, but just for the example,
yes,
I think it's too much with it. It's giving a lot. And then if I turn it around, no, this is what I do every day. It's so funny. If we turn it around, okay, ready, everyone? That's what it looks like with the gold band, which I don't hate, but do I love it? I don't know.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I mean, I think doing the gold with, is that platinum or is that, okay. Yeah, the gold with platinum is kind of nice because it
mixes it up a little. But then this is where we're at.
Okay.
I think I want to wear my band on the opposite hand.
Okay.
So I think I want to do either a round or oval eternity band, which we can discuss, and then the gold band with it. And I think that's where we're gonna land.
I love it. So that's a little non-traditional.
You're right.
That's a little spice.
I know.
I
So
like that.
I'm wondering if oval is too non-traditional, and if I'm going to love it forever. You know what I mean? Compared to a round, which is obviously a classic.
Of course, but then Alex can just give you a nice little, 5, 10-year anniversary.
You tell him. Okay, you make a good point.
You're maybe,
right.
If you ever plan to have kids, on a special
present.
Something.
Exactly.
These things can always change. People ask me about this a lot, about changing the ring. And I have brides who say, I've had this idea of what I wanted for an engagement ring for a long time, and this is what my fiance picked, and it didn't happen. Is it okay to change it?
Yeah,
I always say yeah.
You're it's on your finger. I mean, you're not spending you're not buying a new diamond.
No, but
I mean, even if you want to, go for it.
Yeah, I think as long as you're both on board with it and it's the sentiment behind it,
don't do it behind his back.
No, that would be mean.
That would be mean, but yeah, you're wearing it every day.
Exactly.
Or
you're the one wearing it every day.
I've seen it some people have gotten rings and they haven't been so sturdy and they haven't held up well and they wanted something a bit more for every day. I get it.
Yeah, totally. Did Alex have any help picking your engagement ring? Because it is so stunning.
I totally picked the setting.
Okay.
I was I want a thin pave band type of thing.
Did you just blankly tell him this is what we're doing?
Blankly told him.
I love that. I love it. Straightforward.
You don't want to wear something that you don't like.
I know.
And you have it forever. It's a crazy concept. And I always said, when you propose one day, I want you to tell me what ring you would have picked for me. He goes, I would have picked that. I go, I don't know if you really would have. I said, no, really. He's like, oh, I would have picked that. I'm like, I don't know.
Would you have? I mean, he knew going into it.
I know.
But that's cute. I mean, maybe he would have. Maybe he knows you so well.
I don't know. It's really specific.
It's very specific.
It's really specific.
But it's so funny. I think a lot of brides listening can probably relate to this. in a dream scenario, we just want our fiancés to know the perfect thing and surprise
And
us
just
with it.
exactly, but that's not always realistic.
It's almost never.
Unless he's the one who like it has exquisite taste and you don't care about that stuff.
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's case specific.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think if people don't want to be disappointed, like maybe just
Yeah, like one picture can't hurt anyone.
be upfront.
Just tell them to show it to the jeweler. It's fine.
Yes.
Or whatever it is.
So, Rachel, you give a lot of tips on lifestyle, fashion, and now, of course, bridal, which we love to see all of that. But you, in your lifestyle content, which I love to see, you always have fun, like skincare things or like things to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So, with your wedding coming up, are we upping the ante a little bit?
So funny you ask. I had this conversation yesterday with my mother, my esthetician, my dermatologist. Like, I could not have had this conversation more times than I did yesterday.
Stop.
That's really funny you say that. So, I mean, I'm already ridiculous.
Okay.
There's only so far to go from here.
What are we doing? Like, because I think your ridiculous could be like someone's bridal.
Exactly. So I have a Silver Mirror membership. I'm not sure if you're familiar. They have locations in New York, DC. I don't believe Philly.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Look them up.
Okay.
But I have a membership with them. I get a monthly facial with them.
Love it.
And every other month I get dermaplaning, which you should definitely do before your wedding. It's like, basically they like shave your face and they take off all the dead skin, all those little hairs, and it lets your makeup sit so much better.
Yeah, and
but
your skin is stunning.
Thank you. But that's like something that I've been doing forever.
Okay.
So definitely that before the wedding.
Yeah.
And what else am I doing? I mean, at home I use a LED mask every night.
Okay.
So I use the red light and the blue light. So that's anti-aging and acne.
Is there a specific brand that
I
you
use
like?
the Dr. Dentist Gross one.
Okay.
It's not cheap.
Okay.
But I use it every night. So like the cost per use, it's fine.
Exactly. It
I know.
evens out.
I actually did a giveaway with them. I wish I was doing it again.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Well, thank you.
If I ever do it again, I'll keep you posted.
Yes. And we'll make sure we highlight it and promote it on the PreNup as well.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're doing monthly facials. We're doing the LED mask.
Full skincare routine, morning, night, retinol, peel pads, washing my face, both. I have like a prescription from my dermatologist because I do break out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I try everything to stop it.
Yes.
And what else am I doing? I have a high frequency machine in case I do break out. You can buy it on Amazon.
Okay.
It just kind of like zaps your face and kills the bacteria on it.
Ooh. I love that.
Maybe I should become an esthetician.
Maybe.
I think about it sometimes.
Honestly.
The way I'm talking about it.
I love this
I
advice.
know.
That's actually even good to have just pre-wedding in general because you never know when something pesky is going to pop up.
Yeah.
Night before the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Just attack it.
I always say to my dermatologist, I'm going to make an appointment with you every single day before the wedding. And if anything comes up, you're injecting it. We're getting rid of it.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. She's probably like, you're crazy.
No.
But like I've had this thought since I was like 13 and I've never been the one to think about my wedding, but this is the only thing I've thought about. I need to make an appointment for my skin.
That is so funny. I honestly, though, especially people who are breakout prone, they probably have the same thought.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a breakout
100%.
prone person. And there's a blemish that always comes out before an event. I can't remember where it is, but it did.
If it's a
reared its
really
ugly
deep
head.
one, get it injected. But it's more like cystic acne, not just for a normal pimple. Don't do that. You'll have a hole in your face.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that.
No one wants that.
No one wants that. If I have any red marks, hyperpigmentation, I'll get it lasered before.
Okay.
Maybe a peel, probably not if I need it. I don't know. I've done microneedling before.
Did you like it?
My texture is like pretty good already, so I didn't really need it.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it if you have other issues.
Yes.
But yeah.
Okay.
So I'm already doing the works.
Yeah.
And I don't think I really need to add anything. Maybe a laser. We'll see. Yeah, I did some like lifting facial a few weeks ago, which I liked, but you're supposed to do 6 sessions.
Okay.
And I only work with them for 1 session.
Got
so
it.
something like that could be really interesting before, just to be like more lifted.
Getting things high and tight, a little blush on.
Exactly. I don't do that. And I show people use like the new face.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
things
know.
like that. Like if I were to add one thing, I should be doing that.
Okay. Oh, I love that. And then what about for fitness? Like, are we changing anything in
Like-
exercise routine or not really?
Like, yes and no. I'm a big Melissa Wood health girl. Do those
Mhm.
all the time.
Okay.
Maybe, and I do like 5 days a week type of thing for something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like ensure I was consistent like the month before the wedding. And I'm also a big cookie dough eater.
Ooh.
I love cookie dough. I have since I was little. So like maybe not as much cookie dough before the wedding.
Yeah.
But other than that, probably not.
Yeah. So that's
I feel like it's hard to like change everything
And-
right
and you
before, and it's a lot of
shouldn't. Like,
pressure.
yeah, you really shouldn't. I like where your head is, especially if you're thinking about, getting into a skin routine or a fitness routine or
Start
something.
early.
Just start doing it. It shouldn't
Yeah.
be for the wedding. It should be
In
for life.
general, yeah.
But the
But you'll
wedding's
look
a good
great for
place
the
to
wedding.
start.
Exactly.
Like my wedding introduced me to Pilates, and
Did you start doing it before? Now you do.
I am forever grateful
See?
because I obsessed. Like
And it's not like you stopped it after the wedding.
exactly. But it was the impetus, So
Yeah, it was like, what should
sometimes-
I do? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, which is great.
Yeah, it's a good way to introduce, good things in your life and then keep them
Exactly.
in your life
Into your
forever.
married life.
Exactly. All right. So we're going to go into next a segment that we do.
Okay.
We do it every episode.
Okay.
And our listeners will write in questions, concerns, whatever. And they're just kind of seeking advice. It's called premarital counseling.
That's great. That's so funny.
So we always
I'm not
change the name.
licensed.
We are not licensed, but we are.
But we have advice.
We have
We're ready to
advice.
give it.
We're mere mortals, but we're here to,
Bounce some ideas off.
Exactly. So we always change a name. I always pick something ridiculous. Do you want to pick the names today, Rachel?
No,
Okay.
I'm sure you have better ideas than I do.
Okay, we're going to call her Jerry.
Love Jerry.
Jerry. All right, Jerry. She says, I just got engaged and I want to be excited, but I am so stressed with all of the options. Anytime I talk to anyone, all they want to talk about is the wedding, but I have nothing to talk about because nothing has been done. And it seems like I'm not even looking forward to getting married. I don't know exactly where I want the wedding to be or what kind of wedding I want. The worst part is I have no idea where to even start.
I get it. Poor Jerry.
I know, Jerry. So
We got you.
yeah, this seems more of like a cry for help and exasperated bride more than anything. But I can definitely understand that. I feel like you can relate
I was
to
gonna
this for
say,
sure.
yes.
When you got engaged,
And I didn't plan anything for so long. I mean, I've had the excuse. I go, oh, we're planning my brother's wedding. Like my brother's getting married first. And then once he got married, like literally a few weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, I can't use that excuse anymore.
right.
I didn't even realize I was using it. I just kept saying, oh, my brother's getting married next year. And then I'm getting married after.
Yes.
So I got it, Jerry. I mean, here's the thing. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, and they're asking if they're asking to be nice.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they have good intentions. Little do they know they're making you stressed and whatever it is. But take it at your own pace. Just because people think you should get married in this time, or like you don't have to do that. Do whatever you and your fiance want.
Totally.
It's totally up to you guys. Like take a step back, maybe do nothing for 2 weeks or a month or however long you need.
yeah.
And then start figuring it out and start with just the two of you. Like, what vibe do you want? What season? Like, what state? Like, are you from this state? Do you have family here? Like, start really basic
Yes.
and then kind of go off of that, like one step at a time and no pressure. It's not like, I know it's your wedding, it's a big deal, but it's like not that deep.
it's not that deep. We're planning a party here.
Exactly.
I always tell people you're telling a story. So when you close your eyes and you envision your wedding, you're thinking about it, like just start writing down what's coming to your mind. How do you see yourself?
Oh, I love that.
Do you picture yourself in a white dress? Maybe you picture yourself in a blue mini dress. Like
Exactly. It doesn't have to be so traditional.
it doesn't.
Or maybe you don't want to have this big party and you just want to have a really nice ceremony with your family and friends or just your
Yes.
family or just go elope, the two of you. Like, do whatever
Yes.
you want, Cherry.
And I get it. Like, it's overwhelming.
A lot of pressure.
And especially we're inundated with so many things online and so many different options people have.
Like, you
for
have
their
to
wedding.
do this and you have to do that.
Yes.
And if you don't do this, it's wrong. And
Yes.
it's not.
And another thing, it kind of comes back to what you and I were talking about earlier. People always want to give their opinion when it comes to weddings.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes. And it's not their event.
Like, if you tell someone, oh, we're taking our time with it, they're like, oh, you need to book things now because everything's
already
booked.
booked.
Yes. Well, okay, then everything's
Well,
booked. Then we'll do it
wait.
later.
Exactly. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever
Jerry,
you
tell
want.
these people. First of all, start with the people. Just say, we're taking some time to enjoy the engagement. We're in no rush to get married. We're trying to figure out
What do you mean?
we
We
want.
just got engaged.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you mean?
Hello, enjoy it.
Yeah.
You have to really bask in the engagement process because it's so fun.
It's so like going to register gifts.
Where did you
Fun.
register?
All over. So
Did
there's
you?
this little place at home that I registered like all my dishes and stuff. That my fiance's like, why do we need new dishes? I'm like, it's for one day.
Because we're getting married.
I know.
It's
He's
special.
like, what's wrong with our dishes? I'm like, nothing.
No, but
But it was fun, like little things like that.
it's fun little transitions in your life too. It's not necessarily
Exactly.
things that you need.
Oh no, it's like marking this new chapter.
Yes.
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 I totally agree. So maybe do some other things that make you happy.
Absolutely. What do
And-
you think of just on the topic of registries? Have you done any kind of honey fund or any of those types of things?
Having all these conversations in this week, I literally very controversial. The
I
honeymoon
know.
fun.
Oh yeah.
And I'm really debating it or not.
Yeah.
Like half of me is like, you cannot do that. And the other half of me is like, but everyone's doing it.
Right.
I think it's definitely becoming a lot more common.
Definitely.
And it was probably a bit more like taboo when people first started doing it.
Yes.
But like people give you money for your wedding as a gift and that's normal.
Right.
I don't know. I'm curious. What do you think?
So I personally don't think there's anything wrong with it. When people
Right.
do it, I think nothing of it. I think it is a generational thing a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's also, it just depends on who you are, where you're from. Like when I talk to Southern planners, Southern
Yeah.
brides, they're like, oh, no. Like
No.
you need to come with a physical gift, even a cash gift. They're like, no. Whereas in the
Really?
Northeast, we're like, yeah, here you go.
You don't
Like-
bring it. You do it online or before, whatever it is.
Yeah, they'll bring the toaster, like
Shut up.
yeah.
That's
so
a lot of work.
it's a lot of work.
I
yeah.
wouldn't be bringing a toaster to an event.
But they find it to be taboo to give a monetary gift.
Okay, that
It's-
makes sense.
so it
So it's
depends
really like your friends and your family. Like I see more friends doing that than
yeah.
adults or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So-
but it's all personal. Like
and honeymoon's not cheap.
no,
My
honeymoon's
God.
not cheap. Do you know where you're
No.
going?
We think we want to do Australia and New Zealand. I know.
Fun.
But we would, since he is in residency, he has 2 weeks off right after the wedding, and
Oh my
it might be
gosh.
a lot to do it then. So
Yeah.
we either might just like go for it and be exhausted,
Yeah.
or I don't know. So we'll see.
Oh my God,
I
that would be
know.
so. What's the weather like during?
It's
April?
like that's the end of their summer, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah.
So it's like September-ish for us.
I believe so.
Gorgeous. Oh, that'll be so fun.
know.
Yeah, but for honey fund and things like that, I say if you guys
do whatever you
there's-
want.
yeah,
People will either do it or not if they don't want to.
right.
I feel like that's at the end of the day what it comes down to.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Rachel. So we have one more segment that we
Okay.
do, and it's called our after party.
Love.
So these are just fun little wedding questions. It doesn't have to be specific to your wedding,
Okay.
just whatever your heart desires.
Great.
So the first question is, what are your top honeymoon recommendations? Not necessarily for yourself, but for any bride, groom getting married.
Good question. I'm not fully there yet, but
Okay.
I would say do it based off of the season because just like we were saying, when we were thinking about Australia, it's like, oh, it's not the right season. Like, don't spend a lot of money to go somewhere during like monsoon season. Like, if you want to go to Bora Bora, like, make sure you're going in the right season or
Totally.
whatever it is. I think that is the biggest thing. And you can go right after your wedding. You don't have to go right after your wedding. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, Maybe you take a day. Maybe you take a couple months. Like
Exactly.
Alex is in
Whatever works
residency.
for you.
If you guys chose not to do a honeymoon right after that, then you push it
Exactly.
back. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that. Any destinations that you've really loved? I know you're a Florence girly.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you haven't been to Italy, like do the entire coast of Italy. Like do like Florence, like Como, Milan, Venice, and then go down. I mean, that's a really long, nice trip. But if you can do it, I would recommend that in a heartbeat. And if we really have a lot of time, do like Italy combo Greece.
Oh.
Or like those European cruises. I know
Yes.
someone who just got back from one like literally the other day. She said it was incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not above it.
I
would
know,
do-
like, then you don't have to do all the travel. Like, you're just there and they bring you all these places. Like, make it easy.
Well, that's the thing too. People, I think they realize for sure that it's a lot of work planning.
Oh, yeah. Use a travel
Use a
or
travel-
agent, whatever I'm saying.
Especially if you don't speak the language.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just the getting around, it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Or,
Especially if you're going place to place.
and talk to people who have been there.
yes.
Get recommendations.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel, what has been your favorite part of planning the wedding and what's been
Okay.
your least favorite part?
My favorite part has probably been like working on the design of everything, whether that was to save the dates, the flowers, like the aesthetic things.
Yeah.
Favorite part, could do it all day, obsess. Why I spend all my time on Pinterest. Least favorite part was absolutely doing the guest list. Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Did you have to make a lot of cuts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do
Like,
A-list, B-list, C-list?
we like tried and it didn't really work out like that.
Yeah.
And it's like the venue can hold more people, but then the dance floor is too small and the ceremony can't be inside. So we're like, we'd rather be safe than sorry.
Of course.
We also don't need 1,000-person wedding or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Not actually, but you know what I mean?
But it gets up there.
it gets so easy to get up there.
especially when it's
Oh my
like
goodness.
your parents like, oh, like our old friends and neighbors and like this person, that person.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
lot.
It's a lot. So definitely least favorite. I'm like, okay, everyone, like you need to cut 3 people. Or
Yeah.
I'm like, we need to get down a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like a tyrant about it.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm like making group chats. You need to cut people.
I cannot
please."
picture sweet
I
Rachel
know.
being a
No,
tyrant.
I said it very nice. Don't worry, I said it nice.
She's a kind tyrant.
Like, I'm really sorry, but please get rid of someone.
Oh my God, you are such a honey.
Like, we can't do it. We won't fit. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and it comes down to a point
know,
where
and I
it's
feel
like
bad.
there are capacities, there are mins and maxes, and you just can't.
I know. I
Can't
know.
do everything
Yeah,
you
so
want.
definitely least favorite by far.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right, Rachel, what is your dream wedding cake flavor?
Oh, we were talking about this. I think funfetti.
Ooh, yeah. That's
Like, it doesn't really feel wedding cake like,
Mhm.
but funfetti with like a vanilla icing that's cold and
Oh,
good.
there's nothing like confetti.
I know.
It's so good.
Like, I want a birthday cake.
Yeah,
They're
why
the
not?
best.
Why not?
Yeah.
Spice things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, what song gets you on the dance floor at a wedding?
At a Jewish wedding, the hora, when they like lift everyone up in the chairs
my
and you go around. It just like, you're like, oh, I have to go now.
It's my favorite part of a wedding.
It's so fun.
It is. I love any cultural thing, but the hora is so.
It gets you going.
Oh my God, it gets you going.
It starts off the night right,
It's
which
a
is
bop.
so funny because you would never think something like that, but it really gets you going.
It does.
It's so fun.
I love for any kind of tradition too. Like Jewish weddings are so fun. I love like the tarantella at an Italian wedding, or the Armenians do like the vodka dance where they pass around.
That
the
sounds so
vodka.
much fun.
It's so fun. The Greeks are throwing the money. Like let's get
Exactly.
some culture in here.
Like that's the fun stuff.
Yes, absolutely. So you're not skipping that.
No, we're not skipping that.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you could invite any living dream guest to your
Oh.
wedding, who would you invite?
So I'm not really like a pop culture girly.
Okay. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
celeb. It could be
Oh,
anything.
I was
anyone.
going to,
You
like-
can, yeah.
If like Justin Bieber wanted to sing while I walked down the aisle, that would be so fine with me.
Gorgeous.
Or like
What song would you have him do?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Let me think on that. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
positive.
Oh, that's
but like
really
that'd be
nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Even if he doesn't attend, if he just wants to sing, that's fine.
Honestly, better yet, because sometimes if there's
A fan,
notable
someone, well, attention. He doesn't need to take my attention away.
exactly, he's not
Sorry,
the bride.
Justin.
Sorry, Justin.
Sorry.
You can have
But
another
like
day.
if he wants to sing, no problem.
Love it. Okay, beautiful. And Rachel, last question I have for you today. This went so fast. What is one piece of practical advice that you could give to any couple, bride, planning a wedding?
I would say do whatever you want. It is not about anyone besides you and the person you're getting married to. It's about you two. Do what makes you happy. It doesn't matter if someone thinks you should get married here or this month or have these tables or this person married. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's only what you want.
You and
at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Everyone's there to celebrate you. So
it's true. It's true. And for anyone who is like having the people chirp in their ears, like,
people
Jerry.
will. Exactly. People will. It's just, you have to tune it out at some point. Like, if you want advice and you ask for it, that's great. If you can't make a decision, of course.
Yes.
But there comes a point where it's like, do what you want to do, not what someone else wants you to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
Sage advice, Rachel. Thank you for doing this. Where
so much
can
fun.
everyone find you? And just because it's pretty.
Yes. So Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest at Just Because It's Pretty. And
All
then,
one word, right?
Yeah, Just Because It's Pretty. And then website justbecausei'spretty.com. I link all my outfits, my Italy travel guide, all that fun stuff.
Which if you're
you
planning
might
a
need for your
honeymoon.
honeymoon or Paris. Trying to think what other ones I have. I have Miami. Something like that. Check it out.
Also underrated for a mini moon, like doing a little Miami.
Do a little mini moon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if time's limited. If you're on
Yeah,
the
like
East Coast.
do something.
Yes.
Run an Airbnb, whatever you want. Just go away, just you do.
Fabulous.
I agree.
Rachel, thank you so much, my ray of sunshine.
You for having me. This was so fun.
Thanks for tuning into the PreNup. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform or on the Love Stories TV YouTube channel. Follow at _pre_nup and at Love Stories TV on Instagram for more. Have feedback or suggestions for the next episode? Feel free to reach out to us at podcasts@lovestoriestv.com.